question was, if Iran were to launch a nuclear attack on Israel, what would our response be? And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. Whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say, but those people who run Iran need to understand that, because that perhaps will deter them from doing something that would be reckless, foolish, and tragic.
The U.S. just bombed Iran, and I'm going to tell you exactly how things are going to go from here. The U.S. is going to say, we bombed all these nuclear facilities, Iran was violating agreements, now we're done. Mission accomplished. Everything's over. Iran is going to say, you bombed our country that is in active war. We are obviously going to retaliate, strike some American military bases, maybe kill some American civilians. We're going to say this terrorist government cannot be allowed to be in power in Iran. We either are going to support a coup that's going to overthrow Ayatollah Khamenei, or we are going to send in more American troops to go die and overthrow him manually. It's the same exact thing as what happened in Iraq, because it was never about weapons of mass destruction. It's never about nukes. It's always about making sure that their government and their natural resources go to the benefit of American multinational corporations. This wouldn't be the first time that we overthrew a government in Iran. In 1953, we overthrew the democratically elected president Mohammad Mossadegh for the crime of wanting to nationalize Iranian oil so that the profits go to the Iranian people. And we replaced him with a member of the Persian royal family, the Shah, who did America's bidding and ran it according to our interest. It was overthrown in 1979, and the government that's there right now in Iran that we're having problems with is the same government that was overthrowing the last one that we overthrew of theirs. And get this, the guy that we want to replace the Ayatollah with is the son of the royal family member that we replaced the last government with. They've been doing the same shit for 70 years, and the oil companies and the military-industrial complex will always come out on top. But people are waking up, and we are exposing them right here.
What should we be concerned about? Because, you know, we were talking about it all weekend. I really don't know, because I guess everybody has to wait to see what's next and see what Iran does. But what should we as Americans be concerned about?
I mean, I would be concerned because Iran really does control some of the most lethal proxy terrorist groups in the world. And just to be clear again, Iran did not start this war. Iran did not attack Israel, and they did not attack us. And people are like, for the first time, the U.S. has struck Iran. Wrong. The United States is responsible for what Iran is. We did that. In 1957, the United States overthrew violently their democratically elected president, Mossadegh, prime minister or president. So Mossadegh comes in, and Mossadegh says, I need to audit the oil company that we now today call BP, because BP was exploiting the oil under Iran, which is one of the most oil-rich countries on earth. And BP was controlling it, and Mossadegh said, my people, the Iranian people, need to be benefiting financially from this. So we want to audit y'all. The British were like, you can't audit us. And he was like, I'm going to do it anyway. And they said no, and he said, fine, I'm going to nationalize Iran's oil. Iran's oil belongs to Iran. And the United States and Great Britain overthrew him and elevated this Shah of Iran. Not a lot of power. Suddenly, we turned him into a dictator, who then was a dictator over the people of Iran for 26 years. Brutal. Grabbing people off the streets, which will sound familiar now. Throwing them in prison without trials, which should sound familiar to us. A full-ass dictator we put on top of Iran. And that dictator stayed in place as punishment for the people of Iran wanting their own money and wanting control over their own oil. And that dictator was overthrown in 1978, 1979. This version of Iran that was created under Khamenei, under Ayatollah Khomeini, it started out as a student movement that was overthrowing a dictator we put on top of them. So we attacked them before. We created this monster. And we create monsters all over the world because the U.S. and the West believes they have a right to control other countries. Everyone wants nukes because we drop nukes on Japan. And Iran wants nukes because an expansionist power is in their neighborhood. Israel is a country that keeps growing by taking territory from other people. You know, so if I'm Iran, and again, no love for that regime, horrible to women, treat women horribly, won't let women out of their homes. They're imprisoned in their hijabs. They're in prison. They can't go to school. They're horrible. But the reason there are people rallying around them is they're like, these people can't come in here again. They keep switching our regimes whenever they don't like what we're doing. And now Israel attacked them, and now we're joining them. Of course they want nukes. Because the only thing that keeps me safe from Israel and the United States is nukes.
I feel like Dems are losing that messaging battle already, because if it was me, I would be stressing the fact that he promised no war.
So yeah, the whole he didn't declare war thing, bullshit. Not a good argument, not strong. And I think the problem too, a lot of Democrats are for this because they too believe Iran. I've seen the whole string of people. Iran must not have a nuclear weapon. You know what? No one should have nuclear weapons. None of them. Least of all us.